My name's Kevin, K7 Sierra Whiskey, and we're down here at Utah Lake activating a Parks on the Air with the Utah POTA group. We got invited by Scott K7 Juliet Sierra Gulf, and he invited us down to this event to hang out with some of the operators that are setting up their different rigs, and we're going to have an awful lot of fun.
CQ POTA, CQ POTA.
Using Elicraft, my favorite radio.
I am. I love it.
Doesn't get much simpler than this.
This is Kilo 7, Juliet Sierra Golf calling CQ Parks in the Air.
We're expecting this activation to last from 11 a.m. till 3 in the afternoon, or however long anyone wants to operate. You're doing this thing today, this activation for the POTA group of Utah. Is that right?
Yeah, so basically I like Parks in the Air, and I just wanted to make, see if we could get things going here in Utah. So I decided to create a Facebook group. But one of the other things I want to do too here is to help get Parks on the Air going in Utah. But also what I do is what we talk to these guys a bit later of I want to find a weekend that we can go do a Utah Parks in the Air. So we all get out to different parks and we just activate them, and that's our Utah DX, or if you want to call it that, for Parks in the Air, and everybody's hunting Utah because that's what we're out doing. So.
Okay, and your call is Whiskey 5 Zulu Golf Whiskey, or Zulu Golf Whiskey, correct? QRZ KJ7BES Parks on the Air. Kilo Delta 9 Mike Sierra Papa, Central Wisconsin. I've got you here with about a 4 and 3 here, 4-3 at Utah Lake State Park, Kilo 3094 near Provo, Utah. QRZ KJ7BES Parks on the Air.
Kilo 77 India Golf Tango. Okay, you are 5x5 into Seattle, Washington. Nice copy on you.
As an activator, we run across different things. What's the weirdest thing you've run across activating?
Well, the wildest thing, let me tell you the wildest thing.
Yeah.
So I was just out here to 5 Mile Pass, just a recreation area just right up here. It's about 20 minutes from my house. And I was sitting there activating, and I was sitting in my back of my car, and I looked up, and 2 of those Apache helicopters from National Guard were flying down, and they were about the height of my antenna, and they were just coming straight at and right over the top of me. And so that was the wildest thing I had happen. They didn't hit my antenna, luckily.
I was at a park up by Brigham City, and I was activating, and a policeman pulled up with 2 sheriffs in it and come over, and I was sitting in the back with the windows rolled up. And they looked in the front and they knocked on the back window and they said, "We had a report of suspicious activity out here. What are you doing?" So we finished, and I got a picture of them up against my car, and we parted friends. That was the strangest, yeah.
Well, that was probably at this one. I did this park in December of 2020. And I set up, I think it was somewhere over there, and they heard me doing CW. A bunch of kids were behind me, and they said, "Hey, what are you sending? What are you doing over there?"
So we were at the Great Salt Lake Marina, and we had taken a tour of the Great Salt Lake Mirabolite salt mounds that were quite rare, and they were interesting. So then we decided to activate and went over there, and we were having a good time. And this guy, literally, in his pajamas, walked up, and he was very careful not to go through my antenna. He was pretty aware, cognizant, so I was like, "Okay, so what are you doing?" So I told him, and he stayed, and he tried to entertain us with interesting questions. And I'm still thinking, why is a guy here in his pajamas asking me questions? But he was doing like Trivial Pursuit questions, like, what is the tallest structure west of the Mississippi? And he's like, oh, maybe it's that Kennecott stack there that you're pointing at? So for here on after, we call him the pajama guy. He seems to have blocked it out, but it's now coming back to him.
I personally think that he was in his pajamas because he's living on his boat. And he's sleeping there waiting for 4 years when the lake's going to have enough water so he can set sail.
Yeah, another part I really like about it too is the POTA people asked me to be the map guy for Utah and Wyoming. And so I set up the parks, make the recommendations
Oh, you're the
for
Utah
new
area
parks.
guy? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you.
Yeah. But they won't let us add new parks. But I just finished an audit a couple of months ago, and in that I found that we had a lot of dupes, and we also had some parks that are just absolutely no references about them. And so I've held those back, made them inactive. So we've got quite a few that we could set up as new.
What do you find is the biggest questions you get from new people?
Where are these parks? How do I get to them? And why isn't such and such set up? And, questions like that. But just helping people get going with the maps. There's a lot of great resources. University of Montana, the BLM, Forest Service, the Park Service all have great mapping systems that are interactive that really help you to understand where parks are.
As a map coordinator, what do you recommend a guy like me has to do to make sure I'm in park boundaries and stuff like that?
Right. For example, let's see, take a wild horse area like out in West. The BLM site has all of their wild horse areas mapped out. And so you can zoom in and see exactly where the boundary is, what roads run into it, so that you know you're absolutely inside the boundary. Those are hard ones to do too, those wild horse areas. And the wilderness areas are too. But with their mapping system, you can get right down almost to ground level.
The map system jumps from area to area.
Yeah.
And it's like really difficult. And I think one of the parks I activated, or one of the, areas I activated, it showed it close to where I was, but there was a sign. And it said that was it. It said the name of it, and that's what was that was the only thing I had to go with.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is that an acceptable way?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Because what we'll do is put the pin sometimes at the entrance to, if there's only one entrance, but otherwise we get it inside the park so that people have the liberty of finding out accesses to it. Research where you're going. You can find a lot of great information about where you're going, how to activate it, where it is, and access points that can save you time, effort. Yeah, I've activated, 283 parks, 146 unique.
The three-pronged adapter there that lets you do multiple bands?
Yeah.
Very nice setup you have here.
Yep, so this is 12, 10, and 15, and then I have two more in there for two other combinations of three.
Now this is a mag mount. You ever drive down the road with that stuff on?
No, not the mag. I don't. I try not to anyway. Let's put it that way, right?
One day you might forget if you're in a hurry.
Yeah, right. Better not. Years ago, I had a friend who worked for the Air Force, and they did a lot of experimentation and found that when you mount on the front or rear on a corner, you get a major lobe off the opposite corner. And it picks up a couple dB. So that's why I've parked the way I have, is to get a better shot east off of my major lobe there.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, it works. Makes a difference.
Tip.
Yeah,
I appreciate you letting me ask you some questions.
Oh, absolutely.
I had no idea that's...
I only charge by the hour, so it's okay.
Scott's paying. It's on
okay, good. Scott, okay. I'll go get him.
So this is the antenna that Scott's using, K7 Juliet Sierra Golf. He's using this Crank IR portable antenna, the multi-band antenna, and he's doing some park activation over there. Let's go take a look and see what he's doing.
Parks in the air, Kilo 7 Juliet Sierra Golf, parks in the air. CQ, this is Kilo 7 Juliet Sierra Golf. This is Kilo 7 Juliet Sierra Golf calling CQ, parks in the air. I tried 10, nobody was there. Tried FT8, 12, no one could get that one. Went and called CW, or not CW, but CQ on 15 meters for a while, and nothing there. I think the solar storm that we got for that came through is getting us out. So I'm gonna go and try 20 meters now. So I just cranked it 20 meters. Now I'm just gonna go and do my, set this up and get the SWR. But so far today, 1.1 is about what I get every time I set it, so. I love this Crank AR. This is set to the green. That's 20 meters for the green. So now that's yellow, so that's 17. So now I'm just gonna pull this out until it gets to 20 meters. The green comes out, and then I can adjust from there. Okay, right there's the green. See, it just came out right there. I can just set that up, get that I just tighten this up, and then once it's tightened up, then I just move these out, and then I can do the fine-tune adjustments after I get done with that. So now I just gotta move these out.
You've been doing this for a while, right?
Been a ham for what, 6 years now? 5, 6 years?
And how long have you been doing POTA activations?
Probably for about 3 of those.
So of those times that you've been doing this, I'm kind of leading you into this question. How many times have you gone out and it wasn't successful or you weren't able to complete the mission?
I've never had an unsuccessful park activation. All the ones I've done, I was able to get to at least 10. So.
Seeing you guys operate will inspire some people that have wanted to do it and just haven't done it, whether it's CW or digital modes or phone. Well, thanks for sharing that. That was awesome. I hope you had a great time today. It was great meeting you guys and seeing you first time.
This was my very first, and I love it. They don't make them anymore. They sold it to Pars. What I'll do is I'll put this little red thing here so people will maybe see it. Yep, this is our little Ready POTA gadget. This is Pactena. It's an unfinished kit that's missing some parts, and I believe it was free. This is my antenna holder. This holds an antenna. Okay. I have a page here with all of the frequencies that are typical. Here we go. Okay, are we ready? I have not posted a spot or an activation, so I won't get free RBN, but once I get going, I will post. My mode is not correct yet. There we go, we're in FSK ready. This has AFSK and real ready, as I call it. So I'm going to TQ now.
Oh my, built in.
Built in! You know, I saw this demoed at PacificCon, and I didn't get the point of it. But after I've used it, I had a lot of conversations with the owner of QRP Works, and now I get the point of it.
Your keyboard is Bluetooth attached
to this.
To what?
So here's the keyboard USB to this.
Oh, so
and
I see.
We'll have more takers once we get spotted, hopefully.
So you are spotting yourself.
Yes. If you don't have cell phone service, or you're lazy and you don't want to do it, if you post an activation plan ahead of time, with your park number and the time frame, the RBN that I just got posted on will post to the POTA website.
Really?
It puts 2 and 2 together.
And you brought your manual in a
just in case.
Bag.
Once in a while, you know, the wrong button gets pushed and you're like, whoa,
how do we get out of this?
Yeah.
Spiral bound, waterproof.
The nifty guide.
Nifty guide. And I have one of those for just about every one of my radios. And when I go out, that's what I carry.
Yeah. 1 digit. Hey, here we go. AJ5C. So now I reply, hey AJ5C, you are 599. So I'm replying.
Did you program that?
Oh, we have 2 of them. Oh, we got 3. Oh, I gotta turn that down. yep. He says, thank you, 73DE AJ5C. So there's number 1. Wow. And I'm going to be lazy and write down 1334 Mountain Time, and I'll add the 6 later. We had such a pile up and the other 2 went away. I saw a VE in there and I saw a K in there, but they didn't stick around. I get Paul in Alaska quite regularly. And I get Mark in New Hampshire quite regularly. I think Dave's a celebrity because he's a non-ham husband.
That was really fun. You're such a professional too.
Oh yeah,
my gosh.
I do it every weekend. I practice a lot. Being pro.
That front, yeah, it won't go anywhere now. Okay.
I will, but not.
All right. Let's go. See if we can get a camera up there. Let's run 3 of those. Let's see. I'll pick my center point. I hope I've got 2 lengths. Cool. I want to run 100 feet if I don't have to. Okay, snug. Okay, then just kind of snug that one right there. Tighter than about that. Snug that guy. You know, I'm going to just make this work like a 17-footer. 20, and we'll just try some other one like 17 or something, you know. And that looked pretty amazing. I've had a couple of people, because it's so remote, but I've only had a couple of people stop and ask me, what is this, you know? Or what are you up to, you know? And they usually are always like, oh, that's neat, you know? This will be, if this may end up being the first time I've had to, oh, come on. If you plug them in afterwards, this is not going to be fused now, but I have to remember, I didn't think I changed to 307. That's Orange County QSO party in Florida. I just grabbed a contact from him because I could hear him so well. He said I was 5'9" in Florida.
This was a really fun activation. 15 operators showed up with different gear, different equipment, and we got to learn some amazing things from the different people that were here. I learned an awful lot about the Parks on the Air group and the organization, how you're supposed to do it. So I hope you got some information out of it that will benefit you. Make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to get more videos like this. Special thanks goes out to Curtis N1JDI and Michael KB9VBR for helping inspire me to make this video for you. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.